So it's the 15th of December 2013. As you can see, there's quite a bit of snow around me. We've been getting lots of little flurries of snow over the last 24 hours or so. So I'm up here on the roof of my building again, and I'm going to give a little bit of a view of what it looks like from up here looking over a snowy Toronto. So I wouldn't really say we've gotten a huge amount of snow. It's maybe been about 10 centimeters or so, but it has just been a very light fall of snow. It just kind of been constantly coming down at a fairly slow rate, but definitely the skyline looks different with snow on top of everything. It's not really even that cold today. It's only about -6 or so. So I'm just giving you a little bit of a look at what it looks like looking to the west. So lots of little neighborhood houses here with trees. This is in the fall where I was showing all the fall colors. Now most of those trees have lost all of their leaves and they're just kind of little twigs that are sticking up. And now looking to the north, you can see you really can't see very far when it's snowing. It's kind of makes like a fog. Right where I'm pointing the camera right now is where North York is, so there's lots of tall buildings there, but you really can't see them with the flurries of snow in the air. As you can see, the deciduous trees have no leaves now, but what you might find in some winter days when the snow that falls is a little bit more light and fluffy, like the flakes are very large and very light, you'll actually find that they accumulate in the trees and you have like a white tree, which looks very neat as well. However, the snowflakes that are falling today aren't quite like that. They're not very light and fluffy, and there's also a fair bit of wind, so they don't really accumulate on anything like that. As you can see, the roads down there have been plowed a little bit, and you can also see they put some salt down. You'll notice the roads themselves are not perfectly white, they're a little bit brown colored. That's because what they put down is what's called pickled salt, and it's a combination of sand and salt. So what the salt does is it raises the melting or lowers the melting temperature of the liquid, the water, that is what snow is made up of, which causes it to melt. And then the sand is also there to increase traction where the salt isn't completely effective at that. So I've got a bunch of errands that I want to run today, and of course I'm going to run those errands on my bike, and I've decided that I'll bring my camera along to show you what it looks like riding your bike on snowy roads. So since there's a bit of snow on the road and the roads potentially could be a bit slippery, I've decided to bring my green machine for this ride because it's the bike that has my studded winter tires on it. And I've also got the bike, of course, rigged up with my Contour Roam Sport action camera for capturing the footage. Alright, so here we are on my street. Someone's honking, not at me though. So we're riding along here and we got some snow on the ground. Everything kind of moves a little bit slower when there's snow, except for this guy who seems to be in quite a bit of a hurry for some reason. But really, if you just take it slowly, it's really not much different than riding on, a normal day. It's kind of similar to riding it's kind of a bit similar to what it'd be like riding in, lots of mud. So I just got some shopping I got to do today. I'm going to go to one of my favorite stores, a big Canadian department store, which is called Canadian Tire. So that's about maybe 2.5 kilometers from where I live, maybe 3. So I'll show you the route that I use to get to there. Right now we're heading south. I'm just going to turn left here. The street is called Broadway. And it's the majority of what I take to get to that area of town. Now if you'll notice and listen, there's lots of spray that you hear coming from the road. And the wheels of my bike, even though I have fenders, they're still shooting snow all over the place. And the bottom of the bike gets kind of covered in this brown, salty, sandy stuff from the road. And getting coated in that stuff, you know, throughout the winter is what really does a fair bit of damage to the actual bike. So we're just going to wait to cross this road here. This road here is called Mount Pleasant. So really we haven't got an awful lot of snow. It's only about maybe 10 centimeters at most. And the roads really aren't that bad either. I'm sure they've been plowed at some point. As well as the salting and sanding. Now something I wish I had was a toboggan so I could go and slide down one of the big hills. So it's really not that cold today, only about -6, and there's not really very much wind either, so it's really not that cold of a day at all. It's a pretty nice day actually to be out enjoying the weather. And on a day like today, I probably would be fine using my other bike, the one that doesn't have the studded tires. But it's good to bring this bike out every so often, and of course it's better to be safe rather than sorry. But there really isn't any actual ice patches. The studded tires really don't do an awful lot in actual snow because there's really nothing to grip onto snow, because snow like moves when you're trying to grip onto it, right? But ice is really what the studded tires work best on, because they dig into the ice and the ice stays still and keeps your bike from losing control. A lot of cars at this time of the year have snow tires on as well, which helps them with getting better traction on the snowy days. But you'll definitely see cars often that are getting stuck and, you know, having trouble getting up hills and parking somewhere where there's snow and then not being able to get out of their parking space. Here's on the left is a truck that's throwing down the salt. I don't know if that part was caught on camera before I went past, but just basically a big dump truck with the kind of thing that a fertilizer spreader has, where it's these little wheels that there's a solid powdery stuff that falls onto them, and then they spread it out all over the place as they spin around. My brakes are a bit squeaky. Just waiting for this traffic light to change so I can go straight through. This road here is called Bayview Avenue. It's a north-south street. There's one of those salt trucks I was talking about. Actually, no, that was just a dump truck. They have little sidewalk plows that plow the sidewalk. You can see on the right and the left that the sidewalks have been cleared for pedestrians. They have these little tractors that they drive on the sidewalks for clearing those, and I guess they drop a little bit of salt and sand as well. It works best when you're riding to ride in the ruts from the tires of the cars, because if you're not, then you're, in this kind of stuff here, or of course in this stuff here, which is not so easy to ride in. But really, riding in the winter really isn't that tricky. You just gotta, take it easy, don't be in a rush, be aware of what's around you at all times. So this is a pretty good route for getting to the Canadian Tire. Actually, in that area there's quite a bunch of those big, what we call big box stores. We have like the Home Depot and Future Shop, and there's another big grocery store over there, Sobeys, Winners, Sport Check, all those sorts of stores. They're all kind of clustered here in this little area, and I think it's called, what do you call, well, I think the area that we're riding through right here is called Leaside, and I think those stores are also, it's called like the Leaside Center or something like that. There's somebody using a snowblower. Alright, so Laird Drive, this is where we're going to turn. This is where the Canadian Tire is. And actually, before I stop, I'll just drive around a little bit further and show you what that whole area looks like where I'm going with all the different stores. Just for fun. Pretty slippery there, getting through the snow banks. Let's go straight through here. So on the left there's the Canadian Tire. We're just going to be going past. And beside it is a giant pet store called PetSmart. And beside that is the Future Shop. And there's actually a Future Shop that's about a 3-minute walk from my building as well, but this one's meant for people that want to drive and park their car because it has a big parking lot. And the other one, I'm pretty sure you have to pay for parking at it. So I'm just gonna drift over to the left turn lane here so that we can turn left and see the rest of the big plaza here. My brake pads are a little bit off-center, that's why there's that squeaking noise. I gotta deal with that sometime. Lots of cars coming in the other direction. Looks like I'll be turning on the yellow signal. There we go. So here's where the bulk of the rest of the stores are. So we'll turn left into this parking lot here. Straight ahead there's Winners, which is like a, I guess what you call a surplus store. It sells clothing and other items that didn't sell at the bigger stores, and there was just kind of, you know, one or two of that item left. They bring them to that store at a reduced price. At the Sunset Grill here. Golf Town. And then beside Golf Town is Best Buy, which is sells kind of the same things as Future Shop. It's actually a competitor, or actually not a competitor because they're actually owned by the same people, but they sell virtually the same things under two different names. And we're passing Winners, and on the other side there's a Hallmark store and HMV. Here's Sport Check we're going past right now. And then Sobeys, which is a big grocery store. We basically have three different grocery stores in Canada. Three companies own all of the grocery stores, and Sobeys is one of them. And then straight ahead of us is the Home Depot, which is a big hardware store. So I'm just going to loop back up to Canadian Tire, and then I'll run my errands there. So actually it seems like this parking lot's actually been better cleared than the roads themselves, which is a good sign for a parking lot, I guess. It's often hard to clear parking lots because, you know, when there's people parked in the spaces, you can't really plow those spaces very well. So they often do parking lots in the middle of the night. But then they still, if the snow's, you know, coming down really solidly, they have to clear the snow during the day as well. Alright, turning left here. Try and make it through this light. Oh, and that store over there to the right, there's some more. There's Marshall's, which is a competitor of Winners, and then there's Staples and HomeSense. Oh, and 2001 Audio, which is sells audio components and car stereos and stuff like that. So we're approaching Eglinton Avenue again, which is where the Canadian Tire is, and I'm actually just gonna ride along the sidewalk of Eglinton because I'm staying on this side of the road instead of the other side. So, just gonna go the sidewalk here. Now you do have to be careful riding on the sidewalk, especially during the winter, because if there's a pedestrian coming, of course they got the right of way, but you can't exactly go into the snowbank to get out of their way, so you have to stop sometimes or just, you know, slow down and give them the right of way to get past. Here's the Mercedes-Benz and Smart Car dealership to our left. And this is the parking lot for all of the stores over here. So anyways, I'm just about at my destination now. So I hope you've enjoyed watching my little video showing what it's like riding on a somewhat snowy day like this in Toronto. Alright, so that wasn't the real end of the video. I decided to splurge and bought the cheapest toboggan you can buy. It's a flying saucer, so it only costs $5 plus tax. And I'm here at a little bit of a tobogganing hill, and I'm just gonna have a little bit of fun. Didn't want to hit that kid. Whew, that was fun. Not bad for $5. Gonna try doing a little side of the hill shot from over here. Whew. Well, it's a little bit hard trying to hold the camera while sliding down the hill, so I'm going to try. I have the camera mounted on the top of my helmet, so I'm going to put that back on, and we'll try what a helmet cam looks like while tobogganing. That hill's too busy. I need to try this little one over here. Something that flying saucers are known for is that while you're riding them, they tend to spin. So part of the ride you're facing backwards. Well, anyway, that certainly was a lot of fun. Hopefully the footage from the camera turned out not too badly. But anyways, this is the end of the video now. So I'm gonna hop back on my bike and ride back home and get cleared off a little bit, get some of the snow off me. And anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.